Well, top of the morning to you, laddie. Or top of the afternoon. We got some warrior to talk about now. So, we have now come, guys, to the Game of Thrones episode of Warrior. The red wedding has arrived, and it delivered on everything that we should expect it to deliver upon. So you get to see, shit hits the fan here, guys. It gets real. It gets real fast. So we get the Red Wedding episode, directed by Hoon Lee, who plays Chow. So Chow gives his approval on this episode. So if you're wondering why there was a shortage in Chow episodes or Chow scenes, that's because he was directing the episode. But I still feel like for Chow, he was in a decent amount of this episode. But this episode is absolutely phenomenal. So this episode is called, not only are we referring this as the Red Wedding one, this episode is titled, basically, Win to Lose a Fight. And the title of this episode is actually connects to each character in this show right now, because everyone has something to lose in this episode. Assam doesn't want to lose Printer Chick. Big Bill is about to lose everything, which we'll get into in a minute. And you have Mai Ling doesn't want to lose Leon. So everything kind of comes to play with our main characters here in the biggest ways that it can possibly happen. So this all kind of starts off. So we start this episode off. We have the mayoral campaign happening. Buckley's mayor, as we predicted he would be, and shit's hitting the fan. And you have Dylan asks Douglas about, he wants to collect. He wants to get these boys out of jail. He wants to get them out of jail and go drink his whiskey and have a good day. And Douglas is like, no, you can't use these favors for small things with the mayor. Let the mayor have his day. We'll start making our moves on our plans with him when it counts, basically. And so that's where we come into the next thing. And then we have Mai Ling is getting prettied around for the wedding. She's in traditional Chinese clothes. She seems very happy. You're seeing throughout the wedding, everyone's at this wedding. Even Detective Mosley, or Agent Mosley, and Big Dick Lee. They're both here, front and center, trying to find out about the counterfeit scam. This wedding's cool because you get to see Leon and Mark Dacascos is back in this episode, and you get to see Mark Dacascos actually, he comes in and he literally just, he has to have this cool kata fight to honor his brother, and they fight. And we kind of get the feeling that Mark Dacascos might be better than Leon in this moment, because they have this little fun fight, but it's it's my brother, it's okay. And so this was really nice. It's great to see Mark Dacascos back, and he has a big role in this episode, which we will get to later. Sorry guys, I just need to take a quick drink. So, as we move forward through the episode, so we also have Big Bill has been given a new job. So he's now into accounting. They move him up, and it's funny, the guy was kind of making fun of him, dragging him into accounting. And this is a big episode for Big Bill as well. So we're going to be talking about Big Bill in a little bit. But we'll save the second half later. So he gets into the accounting job. Assam gets worried for... Assam's there, everyone's at the wedding. Assam jumps into action right as a toy finally deals off those pimps from the last episode. And she dices all of them with her fan, but there was a weapon hidden in the fan. Bites off his nose, going crazy, and then Assam slides in, and the battle's over, and then she's like, I hate weddings. Great comedy in this scene. Great to see a toy kicking ass and taking names as always. I thought this was great. One of the few fight scenes we have in this episode, and there are a few of them, but it was a very good one, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I really enjoyed where things went. This continues to be one of the best shows on television. I mean, this episode is absolutely phenomenal. It's packed with so much. They wrap up all the big B storylines that needed to get wrapped up before the final two episodes, and now the final two episodes are going to go crazy. It's going to be insane. And you'll see what I'm talking about by crazy once we get to the final two episodes and what to expect. But, so as we head into the rest of the episode, so you have Douglas doing his thing. Leary So first, let's get into the next stage of the review. So now we have the best stuff starts to happen. This is where things get weird. So Mai Ling and Leon are married now. So they consummate their marriage, getting sticky, doing what they want to do together. But as it's happening, after a meeting at the wedding with the elders between Leon and the elders and Mark Dacascos' character, all the elders, as the reason we talk about this is the Red Wedding is there's a bunch of assassinations going on. So as the marriage is being consummated and as Mai Ling is making love to her husband, she's getting off on the excitement that she just killed all those people that challenged her because she's a manipulator. And so you get to see all her people that challenged her are all now dead. So all the elders are murdered in cold blood. And Mark Dacascos escapes, but he's got a big scar on his neck. And so we get to the next day, and you have Leon and Mai Ling are having their morning tea together and are getting ready to have a nice moment. She's serving him. The life is good for the husband and wife. It seems like it's good. This is a nice start to the honeymoon. But right as things start to get bad, Mark Dacascos shows up, and he basically he shows Leon that Mai Ling has killed all the elders and he barely survived. And so he's here to kind of talk some sense to his old friend. And this scene is heartbreaking because Leon is furious about what happened, but he loves Mai Ling, so he's torn between what to do, and he has to fight his brother. So Leon and Mark Dacascos face off, and Mark Dacascos is fighting in his Iron Chef fighting style where he's got this knife as his weapon, and he's throwing kicks and punches, and he's got good moves. But Leon is like full Bruce Lee in this moment. His kung fu is just too good, and this fight's going down, and these two brothers in arms have to fight, and it's incredibly brutal. It hand-to-hand, stopping a knife. At one point, the knife nearly gets Mai Ling, and it scares the shit out of her, and it's an incredibly detailed moment. It's so well, brilliantly made, and this is just great. Good job, Hun Lee. You directed this episode, Chow, with perfection. You direct episodes like you sell guns, man. Just perfect. And this is so cool. This episode really stands out to me. It really means that shit's going down, and we're not even halfway done with the episode. This is just like the big thing. And so this fight happens. One of the best fights on the show. I'd waiting for this fight for a long time. And then the unthinkable happens. Leon has to snap his best friend's neck for Mai Ling. And so Mai Ling is such a manipulator that she makes Leon kill his own best friend. And then Leon is pissed. Like, he wants nothing to do with her at this moment. He has to go think and gather his thoughts. So this was an incredibly heartbreaking scene. I'm sad to see Mark Dacascos go on this show because I wanted to see him face off with Assam at least once. But if this was an arc for his story, it's a pretty good arc, and it was good to have this actor on this show for the time that we got him. And I really enjoyed seeing Mark Dacascos. And I know he's got some other great roles, so I can't wait to see where he pops up next. But let's just get just a bit of sadness for no more Mark Dacascos on this show for the final two episodes. But I do love Mark Dacascos, and I would have loved to see more. But we're going to see more in some other projects, so it's all good. But so we move forward in the story, and now after his accounting job, we have Big Bill. Oh, so first let's circle back. So back to the wedding. Basically, we have a nice moment between Chow and Big Dick Lee, and Big Dick Lee tells Chow, you and I have gone through a lot now, but even after our adventure, if you're here, get out, man, because if you're here when this counterfeit business goes down, I'm collecting you too. So they have mutual respect. He warns him, but he's still trying to be a cop, still trying to do the right thing, but it's not going great for sure. And so yeah, so things are tense between Mai Ling and Leon, which is where we leave things. The whole elders are gone. Young June has a conversation with Father June, and basically Youngjun is planning to kill Asam's girlfriend. And at the wedding, even Youngjun tells Asam, "Don't get too attached." And so the rivalry between these two is getting bad. It's going to boil down to a face-off between these two in the final two episodes. I do think we are getting Asam versus Youngjun in either episode 9 or episode 10, because there's a conversation about, he starts thinking, Asam has fucked up lately, but he would never challenge you for the Tong. But then Father Jun says to Youngjun, "I thought the same thing about you," and it happened. So this led to some crazy stuff happening, and as we've gone through this red wedding theme of the episode, death and things start happening. Well, now, Big Dick Bill, so Big Bill runs in to Leary in his bar after getting his promotion. He's tired and whatever, and he starts, Leary kept trying to manipulate him, like, "Hey man, all these cops are Irish. We need to rally together. Do you have any pull with these guys where you can try and get them in?" And so he tries to talk to them, and they're all like, "We are under orders from Chief Atwood." And then he's like, "Well, I'm not asking. I'm telling. Now get me the fuck down there, because I'm Big Bill." And so he goes, works his Irish charm. They get to the basement. They're close to freeing the boys. But then Chief Atwood finds out what they're up to, and a deal is struck, a wager, where basically the wager is, well, if you, Big Bill, can knock my ass down, then I let the boys go. But if I win, then you will have to, you and Leary will have to stay in cells. So it's a wager, and it's a cage match. So Big Bill is facing off with Chief Atwood, and Chief Atwood is beating the shit out of Big Bill. We're trying to root for him, but we don't know what's happening. It's just kind of going crazy. But then Atwood has his big villain monologue, like, "You think you could beat me?" Like, just typical stuff you see in a TV show that's so well written. And then you have Bill being like, "Stop talking," and he beats the living shit out of Atwood, and then they're free. But this spills trouble, because Lucy, being the best wife ever, he comes back home, and he's like, "Yeah, I beat up the police chief, but I think they're going to come for me. There's going to be consequences." So this is where things get really interesting. And then we end this episode with a Toy's right-hand woman, Vi, has snuck in as a maid of Strickland's group and is ready to take his life, which we will talk about in the next promo for the next episode. So, we're going to be doing a promo breakdown later today. My thoughts on Warriors Season 3, Episode 8, Win to Lose a Fight, 9.8 out of 10. This is an incredible episode. It sets up so many things. We have the Red Wedding Game of Thrones theme. It just all works here. I love this episode. I love this show. If you guys have seen Warriors Season 3, Episode 8, let me know what you think about it. And let's try and hit 700 subscribers. We're at 690. Let's keep it growing. Let's keep growing. Let's keep thriving. And have a great day.